Brookings just completed a report on job quality and job mobility, and I'd love for you to give us a brief overview of your research and really how it was conducted, what your parameters were. Greg, let me start with you.
Yeah, so when people are in particular types of jobs, where do they go next? And what type of career pathways are available to people? And maybe more importantly, what type of career pathways are upwardly mobile to better work? And these are difficult questions. What do we do about the fact that sort of these middle skill and sort of good jobs have been hollowed out a little bit over the last few decades? And Detroit is kind of at the center of that too, which makes it sort of a fascinating, but it's also a very difficult economic environment in Detroit. So for all of these reasons. So what we do is, we kind of have these data-oriented maps of the way that people move through the workforce. And on the one hand, this highlights a little bit where people get stuck in the labor market. And on the other hand, it can provide some tools for workers or firms or policymakers to think about.
So Ian, what are we seeing specifically when it comes to Detroit?
There's a number of trends. I mean, I think as everyone knows, it's the decline of manufacturing jobs due to automation and increased global trade. And as Greg said, Detroit has been a bellwether or in some ways on the vanguard of experiencing these trends. On the other hand, I think there's a few reasons for optimism for how Detroit might bounce back post-pandemic. You want a job to pay living wage and to be stable and reliable. One of the other things we've seen over the last 10 or 20 years is a decline in economic mobility as the middle has been hollowed out. Jobs that previously served as stepping stones, as people progress throughout their career, have also been hollowed out. And this, in a way, I think has been one of the led to some of the biggest social consequences. People feel like they can't get ahead no matter how hard they work.
What are the options, Greg, that people can have to grow jobs here in the city of Detroit specifically?
Yeah, and this is the big question, is sort of workforce development and economic development. What are the best strategies? And so I think, the answer is sort of that it's going to involve everyone. And, we need public investments in skilling and employment services. And I think, the US is something like second to last in OECD countries in job training and employment service funding. And on top of that, it's been declining in recent years too. So I think public investments in skilling and employment services are important. And at the same time, though, we need to know where that money is going and where it can be most effective.
Now we have this, what I think so many people are calling a once in a generation infusion of money from the American Rescue Plan, and taking a look at what we can do now to help develop a different kind of workforce, or have people feel that they are a part of something that maybe they haven't been before. Talk about how Detroit maybe can best use some of that national funding.
Yeah, and I think it's an awesome question, especially because Detroit, from what we've seen, is really uniquely poised to take advantage of some of this potential spending in infrastructure, green energy, transportation. I think, as everyone knows, one of Detroit's legacy strengths is in automotive manufacturing and its related industries. But Detroit also has critical sort of density in several 21st century advanced industries: finance, design, architecture, engineering, healthcare, advertising, public relations. And so it's easy to imagine how say, investment in green transportation and electric cars could really suit the workforce of Detroit well, maybe, marrying the design and automotive capabilities of the city and the talents of people in the city.